Mr. President, your best law. What the cash Ghana for bo? Say, ube make sure say you mabe to Adebaku. Ghana for Edibja Akufo-Addo. Anka first time no kra no. Nko mo ya pamo no. Any say, waka say na corruption koso. Oba be prosecute. I will fail here. The second time we call you and say, oh, sir, waka say mu nyina che say. Want to me anya hwehwe what say President Mahama ayo corrupt ya ba be prosecute no what man prosecute no that is a throw na odi kire ye what hu said wo mo pamo no eyeye me massa de no bi ento.
The procedure that Attorney General currently is using is going to be very difficult.
Rise, ladies and gentlemen, when they come to this oral conversation of John Dramani Mahama administration, when it comes to prosecution, there are a lot of people who are expressing their disappointment on how they are handling corruption issues in Ghana as compared to their promises. In fact, former Auditor General, when it comes to the oral team, he's a member. Currently, he's a board chairman of IOCO. Domelevo.
If there is one institution which should work 24/7, is the judiciary. We need justice. They claim justice delayed is justice denied. So why can't we go and listen to the judge after 6 o'clock? Why can't we go to court at maybe 1 a.m. and the trial goes on? Now, if you go to court, at times the lawyer speaks for 5 minutes. Then they adjourn the case for the next 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. But if we increase the capacity of the court, that is, allow Chief Justice to recruit more judges, even including part-time judges, because there are so many lawyers. Some of them can be part-time judges, okay? So that we can hear these cases with speed. I expect the law now to take so many of the discretions away.
Spoken on oral and the issues that he actually voiced out, or the things he voiced out, no, it's seriously.
We may even find it difficult to get 1% of the looted money, not to talk about 10% of the looted 1%. Money. 1% may be very difficult.
If that is the truth, then John Dramani Mahama and his team, when they come to corruption, fighting corruption, they need to be on their toes, because what this man also said, I don't think they are doing something when it comes to the fight of corruption in Ghana as compared to their campaign promises. No.
We'll launch an operation Recover All the Loot to investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption. No person found culpable will be spared.
So if you're Ghanaian and the fight against corruption is what you actually stand for, then you gotta share this particular video, follow my page, like DF channel and DF.channel, subscribe YouTube and DF channel on TikTok. Let's center into the matter. My name is Eddie Frank. So when it comes to the MPP and NDC 2024 elections, all of them have promises a lot. NDC promise, MPP promise, but one of the greatest promises that NDC promise and people actually trust and vote for them was, when you elect us into power, what we are going to do is to prosecute and lock everyone who has actually spent unlawful money of Ghana into his or her own pocket. What actually made Ghanaians to actually elect John Dramani Mahama into power is most of his promises when it comes to Operation Recover All Loot. And this Ghanaians say, okay, corruption is bad in Ghana, so we will vote for you to come recover all the loot. So it was sworn in 7 January 2025, and today is the 8th of October 2025. And so clearly you could say that this is the 9th month of John Dramani Mahama as a president came into power. this is his 9th month. People look at the whole issue, it's like we are not getting the head and tail of John Dramani Mahama when it comes to his operation recover all loot. Because the money that they asked, they said some people have stole the state money. They have not seen the money that they retrieve. And people have not even, face serious punishment to know that these people, yes, they have actually temper when it comes to corruption. So a lot of people have been talking about it, and KSM show really host Daniel Domelevo, and the things that this man point out, you will marvel.
The truth of the matter is that the process is a very slow and very tedious one. A lot of work is going on at the various institutions, from the Attorney General, Yoko, OSP, the police, etc. They are all involved in this. Will you ask, are you satisfied? I'll say no. I am not satisfied. I am not satisfied, not because I expect that people will have been jailed by now or the monies will have been recovered by now, because I know it's a gradual process. It takes a long time. But there are some basics that must be in place to give us the assurance that we are going to win this war. Those basics, I'm not seeing them. What are those basics? One, the legal framework. It has remained largely the same. And you see, if you are going to fight corruption, and you must prove beyond reasonable doubt that the person stole money. Corruption is not done in the opening. It's not like murder, stealing, etc. that there are a lot of aggrieved persons and evidence for you to establish. Corruption is also not done by people who are as daft as me. It's very intellectual people who understand the process, who know how to use it without leaving even audit trail, who normally get themselves involved in these corrupt practices. So one will have expected that one of the quickest or the earliest legislation which will have come into place is what we call the reversed bidding. Once we can establish that this vehicle or this house belongs to Daniel, and Daniel, you are a public office holder, your salary per month is 50,000. Let's assume that you save half of that every month, 25,000. It can't buy this vehicle, not to talk about the house. So now the onus now move to you to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you didn't steal public funds. That is what we are not feeling. That legal framework, which even the Constitution implies under Article 286. If you read Clause 4 of Article 286, which is Assets and Liabilities Declaration, it says that between your first declaration or your previous declaration and the subsequent one, if the growth in your assets or properties the growth is not commensurate with your sources of income, then we can assume that you earn that income or that asset illegally. So we expect, or I expect by now, that the Attorney General, as a matter of urgency, will have gone to the Parliament to pass a law to say, look, we can't put the proof of guilt in corruption at the same level as all other crimes like theft, murder, etc. Where at times you can see the dead body is there. We all saw you cutting him or etc. So we can prove it. But this one is white collar crime. It is difficult. So once it can be established that you have assets which cannot be explained, what we call unexplained wealth, then it means you are guilty of something. That is one. Two, the law should make it unattractive for people to engage in corruption. If you follow the news about 2 weeks ago, not up to even 2 weeks, I think, ago, the former Minister of Agri of China was found guilty of collecting bribe and awarding contracts, etc., to the tune of about $38 million. What did they do? The most impressive thing about it is that the trial was within 3 months or so. In Ghana, this will have remained in court for God knows how long. At times, some of the cases, until Jesus comes, they are never going to finish. Within 3 months or 4, they have finished the trial. That is one of the things I thought the Attorney General should do. And then you talk to the Chief Justice. If there is one institution which should work 24/7, is the judiciary. We need justice. They claim justice delayed is justice denied. So why can't we go and listen to the judge after 6 o'clock? Why can't we go to court at maybe 1 a.m. and the trial goes on? Now, if you go to court, at times the lawyer speaks for 5 minutes, then they adjourn the case for the next 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. But if we increase the capacity of the court, that is, allow Chief Justice to recruit more judges, even including part-time judges, because there are so many lawyers. Some of them can be part-time judges, okay? So that we can hear these cases with speed. I expect the law now to take so many of the discretions away, where the judge will just slap you on the back and say you go and say no more. No. Once we have embezzled or stolen public funds, we should not be talking about recovering 100%. I don't know. I heard 60%. I don't know whether the Attorney General meant collecting the 100% plus 60 or only 60%.
60 and they're happy.
If it is only 60, then my brother, what it means is that you and I can come together, go and steal about 100 billion. When they catch us, we give them 60 billion and we keep 40 billion. We'll be quite good. Yeah. That they are there to serve us. They are not there to serve themselves. And this is what we, the people, we think. Is that it is like business as usual, and if it is business as usual, then we are never going to get there. We must have to change and make significant change, so that there will be lifestyle audit, a reversal of burden, internal auditing, external audit, etc. They all come in, and then we can all be happy that, we are getting somewhere.
Daniel Domelevo said, when it comes to corruption, it doesn't happen in the open like murder, stealing, and then you just see no, you can't see evidence like that to establish. Daniel Domelevo said, it's just some of the case they'll just be doing lasa. When it comes to corruption, you just have to hit front and back. But you say sometimes in Ghana, at the Jesus Cup, this show until Jesus Cup, that particular case, you will never see the end of it. When it comes to the corruption fight in Ghana, Hopeson Adorye said, myself and Domelevo, we cry within us because we don't actually understand. And in fact, you need to pay attention to Hopeson Adorye, what he tabled.
Mr. President, Yabesro, what the cash Ghana for bo? Say, Ube make sure say you am to talk. At the back, Ghana for Edibra a Kufado. Anka first term no crano, Uncle Moya Pamono. And he say, what can say na corruption koso or Bob prosecute? I will fail here. The second term will call you and say, oh, sir, what can I say when you na chese? One to me, Anya Hoshe. What say President Mahama, are you corrupt? You buy a prosecutor. What do you prosecute? Let us a throne of ditch. One who said, or more pamono a ye. Men must suddenly be ento. Eti Mawanwa Semono, and Yaduma. Prosecute them.
Yes, you.
Prosecute them.
Yes, you.
Mama obi kwamkwatena se na asofo no ba bomudi wa bonten ehimfo no ba fo mudi to abonten montimi a mo fra ye de beto abonten so mu jani o mo ye no ye nyina ye se pese e build this country so amanfo wie sika anda yesu wo ho ye chini pa no so a mo se ye ntia ase ade na mo chichi wo mo ne ye kai ka ho ye be ye dan me a build this country so ye besre ora investigations o mo aye any adwuma mo ye nyina ye make sure say court na ye kono ye bibia ye solid eti ye besre
is a prosecute them, make sure that they cough the money out, whether from their nose or their mouth. We need Ghana money, retrieve every dime that they have spent. Hopeson Adorye.